Yes. Ha!
Alright, so after the little intro by Meg there's pretty much no audio you can hear because it's so windy. So this is our awesome dueling tree with its big hanging roots. So anyway, I'm talking about we're going to do provoker, taker, hitter as it relates to the plunge cut. And now I'm demonstrating how to do the 3 cuts, which is cutting to long point, plunging to your left, and then plunging to your right. So at this point, I'm talking about how during the first cut, I'm cutting out of range, and it's fairly obvious. So the other person should try to necryson, or however you say that, after your hand to catch you. But if you're able to catch it, then you can roll around to hit on the first cut. However, if he cuts just after your first cut, then you will be able to catch it and bogan during your plunge. There. And then from there you can roll around to the second plunge. So we'll do a little bit faster here, and I'll hit Gary in the eye because I hate him. And we do it again. And we're kind of going slow here, so I'm going to switch clips to go to a different video. Alright, so we're just going to do a series of cuts to practice it a little bit. We're not very good at it yet, as you can tell. But I'm more or less doing a cut to long point. I do a left plunge cut. I catch his cut while my first plunge is happening, and then I follow through with a second plunge cut to the top of his head. So as it relates to the provoker, taker, hitter, I'm provoking his cut with my first cut. I'm catching or taking his cut to my first plunge, and then I'm hitting with the second plunge. Here in a minute, he's going to actually try to defend from that second plunge, and you'll see that it actually still works pretty well because it's a short edge cut and it comes over the top. And here we go. I'm going to be talking here for a little bit. But you can't really hear it. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to cut first plunge and then second plunge over the top of his block to a really crappy steer, Gary, if you're watching this. His point should be pointed at my face, which would make it more dangerous for me, but I would still be safe here. So now we're going to do a series of cuts where we get nausea from the shaky camera, and I try to come through horribly like that, and it was bad execution. So let's try again. And you'll see, even with him trying to block high in almost like a St. George's guard or whatever, it still comes through, and except when I mess up like that. But that's okay. So here we go again. And sometimes, you miss, he tries to block high and then you miss and it goes more or less into a thrust, which would be okay for you because it's, yeah, awesome. So, alright. And there's Meg, oh god.